Hi children, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the third video of the video series Straight Lines. In this video, we are going to discuss about intersection of straight lines. The first topic today is intersection of two straight lines. If you want to find the coordinates of the intersection between two straight lines, we have to solve the equation of the two straight lines as simultaneous equations. This is common for intersection between any curves in our syllabi. That means if you want to find the intersection between a straight line and a curve, or two curves or two straight lines, we use the same technique by solving the equations by simultaneous equations. Let's try to understand the theory what we have learned in our previous part of the video from this example. The question is to find the coordinates of the intersection between two straight lines y equals to 5x plus 3 and y equals to 6x plus 2. As what we have learned, we have to solve the equations y equals to 5x plus 3 and y equals to 6x plus 2 to find the coordinates of the intersection. I will get the equation y equals to 5x plus 3 as equation A and y equals to 6x plus 2 as equation B. You can understand that in both the equations they have given us y equals 5x plus 3 and y equals 6x plus 2. Therefore, I can equate the two equations. If you equate the two equations from y, you can simply understand that it turns into 5x plus 3 equals to 6x plus 2 because both of them are y equal terms. Then you can simplify this equation and obtain the answer x equals to 1. Then we know that the x coordinate. Then how to find the y coordinate? Substitute this x equals to 1 in either equation A or B. I have used to find the coordinates using the equation A. Then if you substitute 1 instead of x in equation A, you will obtain the answer y as 8. Therefore, you can write the coordinate of the intersection point as 1, 8 as shown in the diagram. In this example, we need to find the coordinates of the intersection between two straight lines y equals to 5x minus 7 and y equals to minus 6x plus 4. As same technique we used in the previous question, you can get the first equation or equation A as y equals to 5x minus 7. Second equation or equation B is y equals to minus 6x plus 4. Since both terms are y equals, we can say equation A is equals to equation B, and you can equate the right hand side of the equation. Therefore, it will obtain as 5x minus 7 equals to minus 6x plus 4. If you simplify, you will obtain the answer as x equals to 1. Now you know the x coordinate is 1. Then substitute that x equals to 1 in equation A or B. I have substituted in equation A. That means I can replace 1 instead of x in equation y equals to 5x minus 7. If you simplify, you will obtain the answer for y as minus 2. Now you know x coordinate is 1 and y coordinate is minus 2. Therefore, you can obtain the coordinate as 1, minus 2. I told at the beginning of the video, we can use the same technique to find the intersection between straight lines and as well as intersection between a straight line and a curve or between two curves. Let's try to understand how do we apply for this technique to identify the intersection between a straight line and a curve. That one also available in our syllabus. The question is to find the intersection between the straight line y equals to x plus 4 with the curve y equals to x squared plus 3x minus 6. To find the coordinates of the intersection, we can simplify the equation y equals to x plus 4 and y equals to x squared plus 4x minus 6 as simultaneous equation. First, you have to get the equation y equals to x plus 4 as equation A, and second equation y equals to x squared plus 4x minus 6 as equation B. Then you can see both equations having the same expression y equals and y equals. Y equals x plus 4 and y equals to x squared plus 4x minus 6. Therefore, you can equate them. Then you will obtain the answer as the left side terminals are equals to each other. You can write x squared plus 4x minus 6 equals to x plus 4. Then take all the terms to one side and form a quadratic equation. I will take the right hand side x plus 4 to left hand side. Therefore, it will turn up into x squared plus 4x minus 6 minus x minus 4. So you can get x squared minus x simplify with plus 4x, you will obtain the answer plus 3x. Minus 6 simplify with minus 4, you will obtain minus 10. Therefore, you will obtain the quadratic equation x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals to 0. Then by solving this quadratic equation, you can obtain the answers x equals to 2 and x equals to minus 5. If you have any doubt about how to solve a quadratic equation, please refer to the video mentioned in the description box, and as well as it will pop up at the as a suggestion video in the top of this video. You can use a calculator as well to find the solutions of this quadratic equation. Go to the calculators and use a mod, and in mod you have to go to ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 format and clear if there is information already entered. Then you can replace a, the coefficient of x squared, as 1, that is the number in front of x squared, as 1, bx, that is b is coefficient of x as 3 and constant term as minus 10. Then you will obtain the answers for x equals to minus 5 and x equals to 2. After obtaining the answers for x as 2 and minus 5, we can replace those coordinates in either of the equation A or B. I prefer to substitute in equation A because it's much easier to get the answers for y. You can obtain the answers y equals to 6 and y equals to minus 1. Therefore, we can find the final answer as 2, 6 and minus 5, 1 as shown in the diagram. Let's try to find the intersection between the straight line y equals to 4x plus 1 with the curve y equals to minus x squared plus 4x plus 2. We can use the same method. We'll obtain the equation y equals to 4x plus 1 as equation A and y equals to minus x squared plus 4x plus 2 as equation B, and we can solve them as simultaneous equations. Since both equations are y equals each, then we can equate them each other, and you can write minus x squared plus 4x plus 2 equals to 4x plus 1. Then take all the terms to one side. I prefer to take the right hand side terms into left hand side and form a quadratic equation. With that, you will obtain the answer as minus x squared plus 4x plus 2 minus 4x minus 1 equals to 0. With that, you can obtain the answer as x squared minus x squared plus 1 equals to 0. If you solve this quadratic equation, you will obtain the answer as x equals to 1 and x equals to minus 1. You can use a calculator as well to obtain the same answer. So you can go to mod in your calculator and select the quadratic format ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 format. Here the coefficient of x squared is minus 1, therefore you can put minus 1 over there. There is no constant term, there is no x term, so it should be 0, b is 0 and c is plus 1. With that, you will obtain the answer as x equals to 1 and b equals to minus 1. Now we know the answers for x as 1 and minus 1. You can substitute x equals to 1 and x equals to minus 1 separately in any of this equation. I prefer to substitute in equation A. With that, you can obtain the answers as y equals to 5 and y equals to minus 3. Then you can write the coordinates of the intersection between the curve and the straight line as 1, 5 and minus 1, minus 3. Next theory today is to find the intersection of a straight line with x-axis and y-axis. That is called the intersection with main axis. From this diagram, let's try to understand the intersection of a straight line with x-axis. Refer to the line which is mentioned in light blue color. Here you can say it meets the x-axis at the coordinate -2, 0. If you refer to red color line, it meets at 1, 0. The green color line meets at 4, 0. So whatever the line, when it meets with the x-axis, we can understand that there is a common property. The common property is y coordinate becomes 0. Therefore, if any straight line meets with y-axis, we can say the y coordinate becomes 0 at that specific point. This is not only common for a straight line. For any kind of a curve, we can use the same theory to find the intersection between a curve or a straight line with x-axis. Now let's try to find the intersection of a straight line with y-axis. If you refer to the light blue color line, the coordinate of the line meet with the y-axis is 0, 5. The red line 0, 2, and green color line 0, -1. Therefore, all these three coordinates we can obtain a common property. What is that? The x coordinate becomes 0. Therefore, whatever the straight line meet with the y-axis, we can say the x coordinate of the point becomes 0. This is not only common for a straight line. Whatever the curve, this property is common. If any straight line or a curve meet with y-axis, we can simply say the x coordinate becomes 0 at that specific point. Let's try to understand the previous learned theories from these examples. We need to find the intersection of the straight line y equals to 5x minus 15 with part A x-axis and part B y-axis. Let's try to answer for part A. If any straight line or a curve meet with x-axis, we know that y coordinate becomes 0. The equation is y equals to 5x minus 15. Then we can make y equals to 0. Then we can write 5x minus 15 equals to 0. If you simplify that equation, you will obtain the answer as x equals to 3. Then we already know the y coordinate is 0 and x coordinate is 3. Therefore, we can write the coordinate as x value 3 and y value 0. That is 3, 0. Let's try to find the intersection of the line y equals to 5x minus 15 with y-axis. We know that from the previous theory, if any straight line or a curve meet with y-axis, the x-coordinate becomes 0. If I make x equals to 0 in the equation y equals to 5x minus 15, you will obtain the answer y equals to 5 into 0 minus 15, y equals to minus 15. Then we know that x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is minus 15. Therefore, we can write the coordinates of the straight line y equals to 5x minus 15 meet with y-axis is 0, minus 15. In this example, we need to find the intersection of the line y equals to minus 7x minus 15 with x-axis and y-axis. If you get the answer for part A, we need to find the coordinate of the line intersect with x-axis. Therefore, we know y coordinate becomes 0. Then we can make y equals to 0 in the equation y equals to minus 7x minus 15. That will obtain 0 equals to minus 7x minus 15. If you simplify that answer, you will obtain the answer as x equals to minus 15 over 7. Now we know that x coordinate is minus 15 over 7 and y coordinate is 0. Therefore, you can write it as minus 15 over 7, 0. To find the intersection with y-axis, we can make x coordinate is 0 in the equation y equals to minus 7x minus 15. So if you substitute x equals to 0 in the equation, you will obtain y equals to minus 7 into 0 minus 50. With that you will obtain the answer y equals to minus 50. Now you know the x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is minus 15. Therefore you can write the coordinate as 0 comma minus 50. This theory is not applied only for straight lines. If you want to find the intersection of a curve with main axis even, you can use the same technique to find the coordinates. For example, if you want to find the coordinates of the curve y equals to x squared minus 3x minus 10 with x-axis and y-axis, we can use the same technique to find the coordinates. If you want to find the intersection of the curve with y-axis, we can make x coordinate 0 in the equation y equals to x squared minus 3x minus 10. If you substitute 0 instead of x, you will receive the answer y equals to 0 squared minus 3 into 0 minus 10. With that you will obtain the answer as y equals to minus 10. Therefore, you can say intersection of the curve y equals to x squared minus 3x minus 10 with y-axis would be 0 comma minus 10. To find the coordinates of the intersection y equals to x squared minus 2x minus 10 with x-axis, we can substitute y equals to 0 in the equation y equals to x squared minus 3x minus 10. That gives you a equation x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals to 0. By solving this quadratic equation, you can obtain the answers x equals to 5 and x equals to minus 2. If you use the calculator to find the solutions of this quadratic equation, you can go to mode in your calculator and select the quadratic format ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. We can fill up a as 1, b as minus 3 and c as minus 10, the coefficient of the square term, linear term and the constant terms. You will obtain the answers as x equals to minus 2 and x equals to 5. Then we know the x coordinates are 5 and minus 2 and y coordinate is 0. With that you can write the intersection points as minus 2 comma 0 and 5 comma 0. Hopefully you have understood the contents in this video. If you like this video, put a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. To see more educational videos, please subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon. See you from next videos.